I still remember that day like it just happened yesterday. Honestly, it looked like any other normal day, and I thought nothing unusual would happen. But by the time I got home, I couldn't stop shaking. It started at the big market in my town, the one where people sell everything, from vegetables to clothes, even small electronics. I was there to buy rice and some tomatoes for my mom. The market was crowded, as usual, with people shouting prices and trying to push through the tight spaces. I had just picked my tomatoes when I noticed a commotion near the second row of stalls. At first, I thought it was someone shouting at another vendor for overcharging. But then I saw it, a small boy, no older than 10, running in circles, screaming, and pointing at something behind him. People were starting to gather around. I pushed through the crowd to see what was going on. That's when I saw it, an older man, probably in his 50s, standing next to a goat. I laughed at first. The goat wasn't just standing there. It was pulling at the man's wrapper, the kind of wrapper you tie around your waist, and the man was hopping on one leg, trying to keep it from falling. The boy was screaming, "Help! The goat is biting him." People started laughing. I mean, it was funny. The man looked so ridiculous, hopping like that, while the goat was tugging at him with all its strength. But then it got worse. The goat broke free and ran through the crowd. Everyone was screaming, and people started stepping on each other trying to get out of the way. I managed to get a better look and noticed that the goat wasn't just acting wild. There was something in its mouth, some small packet, maybe money or a tiny bag of food, that it was carrying like a trophy. And the man. He was still chasing it, tripping over crates of onions and spilling yams everywhere. The boy who was screaming earlier started laughing, too. He said, "I told you it's a strong goat." But nobody believed him until the goat ran straight into a stall and knocked over a basket of eggs. One egg cracked, and inside, instead of a yolk, there was a tiny note. Now, this was the part that made everyone stop laughing. People were curious. They leaned in to see what the note said. I could barely make it out, but it was written in sharp, clear letters. "Return what you have taken, or face the truth." Everyone gasped. The man with the wrapper looked pale. He grabbed the note, read it again, and then tried to laugh it off. "It's nothing," he said, shaking his head. But you could see the worry in his eyes. He started whispering to the boy, who had been following the goat the whole time, like they were both in on some secret. Then, things got really strange. The goat, yes, the same goat, started following the man wherever he went. If he moved 10 steps, the goat moved 10 steps. If he stopped, it stopped. People began to whisper among themselves. Some said it was magic. Others said the man had probably stolen something from someone, and the goat was sent to bring him back. I didn't believe in magic, but I couldn't explain what was happening. It was too strange. I watched as the man walked through the market, trying to ignore the goat. But the goat was persistent. It nudged him, pulled at his wrapper again, and even tried to nibble at his sandals. Finally, the man stopped near a spice store. He was sweating, muttering under his breath. Then he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small bundle of money. The boy from earlier jumped forward and said, "Give it back to the owner." The man hesitated. He looked at the goat, then at the note again. Slowly, he handed the money to the boy, who looked shocked and happy at the same time. The goat stood still for a moment, like it was waiting for approval, then suddenly ran off into the crowd, disappearing as quickly as it had appeared. People started talking about it. The man tried to explain himself, saying he had found the money and was only keeping it for safekeeping. But everyone in the market shook their heads. The boy had a reputation for honesty, and everyone trusted him. Most people believed that the goat had somehow been sent to make the man return what he had taken. I left the market that day feeling shaken. It was just a small thing, money returned, Nothing more, but the way it happened made it feel like something bigger. I couldn't stop thinking about the goat. How did it know? How did it find the man? The story spread around town quickly. People started telling it to their children, adding their own little twist. Some said the goat could speak, some said it was an ancestor punishing wrongdoers. But I know what I saw. I was there. I saw a man chased by a goat because he was holding money that didn't belong to him. I saw the note inside the egg. I saw the boy take back what was rightfully his. After that day, I started noticing things differently. People's actions, even small ones, had consequences. Sometimes, it seemed like the universe, or God, or whatever you want to call it, had a funny way of making things right. A goat chasing a man might sound silly, but that day, it taught everyone in the market a lesson they would never forget. Even now, when I pass by the market, I look around, half expecting to see that same goat wandering through the stalls. And every time I think about it, I can't help but laugh and shake my head. Only in our town could a goat become a hero for one small boy and teach a man a lesson about honesty. I never saw the man again after that day, and the boy grew up, helping his parents sell goods in the same market. But people still talk about it. And every time someone tries to cheat or steal, someone inevitably whispers, "Be careful. The goat is watching." It sounds crazy, I know. But that's what makes it a story worth telling. That day at the market, I realized that truth has a way of finding its path, even if it comes riding on a stubborn little goat.